On the 10th day of the month, Ta'anu Islam should say you should afflict your souls. Ta'anu, you should afflict your souls, which our sages interpret to mean specific things. It doesn't just mean afflicting yourself like it means specific things. So what does it refer to? It refers to Achila, refers to Achila, eating, and eat. Shasia, drinking. Rechitza, washing yourself. Washing any part of your body with water. Hot water, cold water, doesn't matter. Sicha is smearing. It was common in those days, they would smear their body with ointments to give their body pleasure. So we're not referring to medications, creams that are for medicinal. That's the discussion. That could be an issue because you don't take medicine on Shabbos and Yom Tov. But sicha refers to when you're smearing yourself, putting ointment for pleasure. So ointment is not the right term. Ointment sounds like a medication. Smearing yourself for medication, for enjoyment. That's what's prohibited on Yom Kippur. And then there is the ilos hasango. Ilos hasango refers to wearing shoes. You can't wear any leather shoes because leather makes you feel very comfortable. And even if it only has a little bit of leather on top, not on the bottom, so you're actually not getting support from leather, still it's brought down that we should be strict on Yom Kippur and not to wear shoes that have any leather on it. So let's go. It's called the Ilas Hasango. Sango means the shoe. Ne'ilos is the verb. Ne'ilos means putting on. I guess more literal, it's like closing, like ne'ilah, no, because you're closing it on you, you're putting it on you, you're closing it. So, but that's what ne'ilah Sango means. No shoes. Now we're going to go each one specifically. So, one by one, we'll start with achila. Achila, no eating. So, rabbinically, you're not allowed to prepare food on Yom Kippur because you might come to eat from it. Why would you be preparing food on Yom Kippur anyways if you're not allowed to eat? Well, you're preparing for a child. So you're not supposed to be preparing foods for a child because you might come to eat from the food. So I'll say just put like a fence around the Torah that you don't come to transgress and eat. On Yom Kippur, they said you can't even prepare food because you might come to eat from the food. But if you need to prepare for a child, what should you do? So this prohibition is only when the child does not need your assistance. If the child needs your assistance, the child needs you to prepare the food for them, you're allowed to. But if the child can prepare the food on their own, they can manage themselves. They don't need you to be preparing the food. Then you should not be preparing the food. Then they should be preparing the food. Now, this could be confusing because you'll be telling the child in Kippur, you're able to prepare. You're not prepared food. The child, no, I don't prepare. I don't know. I can't. Come on, you could do it. No, I can't do it because you're able to. You got to do it. So you have to use your common sense and intuition. Sometimes there are children that are, like in between, or they're little, so technically they could, but they're not going to. So if they need your help, it's okay. You don't have to be so strict. Like, one second, I think you're capable of doing it. Yeah, you could. I'll show you how to. No. If you have to go through that whole argument with them, so just prepare for them. They want you to prepare. But I'm saying if it's not a hassle, like it doesn't okay, you could have them do it, then have them do it, and that's how it should be done. Okay, then next is shtia, drinking. We said you can't drink. Now, because you're not allowed to drink on Yom Kippur, we also can't rinse our mouth on Yom Kippur. Doesn't say in the Torah you can't rinse your mouth on Yom Kippur. Rinsing your mouth is not drinking. using mouthwash is not considered drinking. Why can't you rinse your mouth? Anybody? Because you might swallow. So our sages prohibited us to rinse our mouth / brushing teeth using mouthwash because you might come to swallow liquid. That's the reason. That's why, by the way, there's certain fast days that are more lenient. Let's say the fast day that the chassan and kala fast on the day of their wedding, they're allowed to rinse their mouth, they're allowed to brush their teeth, because it's only what our sages prohibited on the official fast days. But personal fast days that are customary, it didn't go so far to say, as a custom, a chassan kala they fast on the day of the wedding. So I'm going to say they also can brush their teeth and rinse them out. They might come to swallow. They didn't go so far. So you don't have to worry about it. The day of your wedding, you'll be able to brush your teeth and you rinse them out. Okay, so now next comes the mechitza. Then comes washing. He said you can't wash yourself. Can't wash yourself. Can't wash any part of your body, cold, hot, if it's for pleasure. If it's for pleasure. If it's not for pleasure, then you're allowed. What does it mean if it's not for pleasure? So you get up in the morning, you get snegelwasser. So you get some snegelwasser, it's not for pleasure, to remove this impurity that's on your hands. So you get snegelwasser. But you can only wash up until the knuckles. Because on Yom Kippur, the reason why we wash our hands every morning is because your hands are impure. But on Yom Kippur, the power of impurity is confined because of the great, immense kedusha holiness that we have on the day of Yom Kippur. The power of impurity is constrained, is confined, and it's not as powerful as during the year. So the power of impurity is not able to impurify your entire hand. The impurity in the morning is only up until your knuckles. So therefore, in Kippur, you only get snegelwasser up until your knuckles, and that's it. What about washing your face? So you should not be washing your face in Kippur. What about washing your eyes? Your eyes in the morning, there's pieces, there's pus in there, you want to take some water and wash out your eyes. So if there's pus, there's pieces, particles in your eyes, that's dirt. Okay, so let me ask another question. What's if you get dirty on Yom Kippur? What's if you're walking to shul and you trip outside because it was muddy and you fall on your face and your face is all muddy, so you're not allowed to wash off your face because Yom Kippur, right? Oh, Yom Kippur, your face is like you're allowed to because it's not for pleasure because your face is dirty, right? So you're allowed to clean the inside of your eyes, that's dirty because it's not for pleasure, that's dirt. Now, what are washing your face? So washing your face, according to halacha, the Alter Rebbe says something interesting. Alter Rebbe says that if someone is extremely uncomfortable, he just feels miserable because they didn't wash their face, let's say. Every morning they wash their face, and if they don't wash their face, they feel like they feel horrible. Alter Rebbe says you can wash your face because you feel so miserable, so to say. So then you can wash your face. But the Alter Rebbe nevertheless ends up saying that the customers that way are strict, that even if you're such a delicate person, such a finicky individual that is so uncomfortable, still the custom is to be strict and not to wash your face, unless there's dirt on your face or dirt on your eyes. In other words, if you're extremely uncomfortable, what do? You should be uncomfortable when you Kippur. So the custom is to be strict. Now, obviously, if you can't tangle with them, you're going to be so miserable, and you won't be able to concentrate on davening properly. Then obviously, there's no for leniency. But one should, try to make that effort that, okay, I'll be fine. Try to push yourself within reason. Within reason is a relative term, but make sure you apply properly. Shouldn't end up being miserable all day. That's be miserable all day in Kippur, and you can't daven properly. That's also not. It's not in the spirit of serving Hashem. If a person even as Hashem is simply serving Hashem with joy. So, halachically, if you're miserable because you didn't wash your face, you could wash your face. Yes.
I heard that like Akala, but I think that's Akala. I think it's 3 days of like getting
Very good. I was going to get to that. Excellent. A kala within 30 days of a wedding date. That means if she gets married any day from Yud Elul and onwards, then when it comes to Kippur, she's within 30 days to her wedding. And then she's allowed to wash her face, so she should be presentable to her husband. Then there is also exceptions if people aren't well, they're sick, even if they're not in danger, but because of their illness, they need to wash themselves to make them more comfortable. So it's brought down. If someone is not well, it's not really for pleasure, then they could wash themselves. So it depends on the situation. We're not saying, okay, someone's not feeling well, he's sick. Now he can wash his face. He's not even looking to wash his face, but they tell him, you could wash your face. Don't mind if because of his illness, he feels he needs that to make him feel better, more relaxed, then it's not. For pleasure, then it's permitted. Yeah.
With the Kala, if she got married before, it's 30 days.
That means if your Kippur is within the first 30 days. Right.
When you're going to the bathroom,
Okay, so let's talk about let's talk about could you wash your whole hand when you go to the bathroom? In the morning you wash up to your knuckles. Knuckle washing. When you go to the bathroom, could you wash? Could you wash your hands? Maybe you can't wash your hands when you go to the bathroom. Because you can't wash the toilet just if it's dirty. Now, when you go to the bathroom, is your hands dirty? Not necessarily. Right? Not necessarily your hands are dirty because you went to the bathroom. Right? So the question is, could you wash your hands? And the answer is that when you go to the bathroom in Kippur, you make sure that before you wash your hands, just you don't have any doubts of, I'm allowed or not allowed, you will touch a part of your body that's usually covered. Any part of the body that's usually covered, because the law is, you touch part of the body that's usually covered, that means your hands are clean. If you wash your hands, you need a daven, you want to say brachos, it's considered halachically not clean. So you should touch a part of your body that's usually covered, and then you could wash your hands. But even then, you only wash up into your knuckles. If you usually do negovasa in the bathroom, so wash negovasa up into your knuckles, but not above your knuckles unless it's dirty. Now, could you use soap? Soap is not the issue. It's like any other. It's like Shabbos and Yom Tov. Can you use soap on Shabbos and Yom Tov? Right? If you go to the office, if you dilute the soap and water, then it's okay to use it. So when you are using water, you could whatever you're allowed to wash, you could have soap inside that water. Same we do Shabbos and Yom Tov. What about children? Oh, another one talking about negovasa. Then we say brachas. So there's a bracha that we skip. The bracha should also be called sarki. Yeah, also called sarki. You know that bracha? That bracha skip because you don't wear any shoes, any leather shoes. What's with children? So children obviously don't have to fast. I mean, obviously, children are not required to fast. They don't have any obligations, as you know. But of course, children have obligations. Well, what we educate them, right? Don't we educate children to daven and do mitzvahs. So what about educating them with the mitzvah of Yom Kipur? One of the mitzvahs to fast. So maybe we should educate them to fast. Well, it's I probably say children we don't educate to fast because it's not good for them. When they reach the age of about 9 years old, you could start educating them to fast for a couple of hours at a time. So first you could start, let's say, with the night, and then you could start even younger children. So the official time when we start educating children is from about 9 years old to fast. But technically, we can also start earlier, and that is in terms of the night fast. Meaning the fast starts on Yom Kippur before sunset. So let's say about, what is it going to be this year? 6 o'clock, something like that. So we could educate children even younger than 9 that there's no eating from when the fast starts until the next morning. So depending on the age of the child, let's say the child, let's talk about a 3-year-old, let's say 6, 7, you could already try to educate them, different, we don't eat it till the next morning. But more than that, someone like 9 years old, then you could few hours at a time, more. The interesting thing is that the kids like it. They actually go for it. They like the fast, so they like waiting for it for some reason. It's when you don't push them, they want to do it. And as they get older, they want to be able to fast longer and longer and longer. So it's a process, and you have to feel it out with Hashem. Depending on the child, sometimes you'll tell them going fast till 12, and they're going to fast till 3. Things are, oh, you should break the fast. Oh, they want to fast. So you have to, they shouldn't be fasting all day. I don't think they could, maybe they want to fast all day, but at some point when they get older, they might decide they want to fast all day, but like 11, 12. Okay. Is it more strict than boys and girls in terms of fasting? Okay. No, there's any difference. Okay. Well, the girls start the fast, full fast before the boys. Watch the boys start earlier. Maybe the girls should start early, but there's no difference. It's the same thing. Same. When it comes to bar mitzvah, there's a difference, but for that, there's no difference. The only thing we do educate them is in terms of shoes. Being that not putting on leather shoes is not so difficult for them. You're not causing them any difficulty. Therefore, with leather shoes, we should educate them even from a younger age, and we should not be putting on leather shoes on even very young children, unless they're crying or whatever they want. It's not usually the case. I'm just saying, with shoes, we do start earlier, even when they're very young. We will not put on leather shoes because it's not a big deal. It's not causing them any distress. For this, we do start earlier. Even the kids that are eating, not fasting, as you know from other fast days, we do not give them, being that it's a fast day, we don't give them any sweets or anything, just what they need to eat. Actually, as I'm saying, and I'm thinking to myself, I have to double check because maybe the Yom Kippur is different. In other fasts, it says clearly that even when the children eat, but we should not give them anything like for pleasure, to enjoy themselves, like nash. It could be Yom Kippur is different, because Yom Kippur is a Yom Tov. It's different than a regular fasting, when you're fasting because of a calamity that happened to the Jewish people. Yom Kippur is a Yom Tov, so it could be it's different, but I have to check. Every year I have this question, and I have to verify it. Now, other situation, going back to shoes. So where are the situations where you could wear leather shoes? By the way, talking about leather shoes, you have sometimes shoes that are extremely comfortable. These days, you can make very comfortable shoes that are not leather, but very comfortable. You like to wear it on Kipur. It's very comfortable, but it imitates the leather. According to the Torah, you could. It's not leather, but rabbinically, it should not be worn because it's very comfortable. Now, other situations where we allow you to wear shoes, whether it's leather or very comfortable shoes, then is, let's say, if you have to walk somewhere in Kippur and you're walking in places where you're gonna be wearing your sneakers or your slippers, it's really not gonna be good for your feet. It's gonna be really, really bad. So then, because you're walking in areas that are puddles or rocks, hilly, whatever it is, and it's gonna be difficult to walk, so then we allow you to wear leather shoes, preferably wear comfortable shoes that are not leather, because leather shoes are prohibited by the Torah. Comfortable shoes are not leather rabbinically. So if you have to choose the comfortable shoes that are not leather. When one is doing that, it is brought down that the proper thing is switch the shoes, right to left, left to right. So at least you are doing what you could and you're responsible at the same time. Get it? Yeah? Okay.
Talking about wearing stuff, I wanted to ask, like, I heard in Chabad, it's not a minhag to wear with white clothing.
For women. Right.
Yeah, so
Right.
is there like a reason for that, or not?
The reason is because one of the reasons why you wear white is to be identical with the malach of the angels. And in the Psukim where it speaks about different Psukim speak about angels, men, it seems that men are compared to angels at times, but not women. So that's why white clothes, in terms of the reason is to compare to angels, that we pertain to women. Including other reasons. But more than that, I don't know.
Okay, what about jewelry?
Really, so I'm still looking into it. It seems that only what I did see clearly brought down is that gold, they don't wear gold because gold has connection to the faith and sin of the golden calf. On your Kippur, they have atonement, which is all related to the sin of the golden calf. You don't want to bring up anything negative. So, but other jewelry I haven't seen. Maybe there's some things that say this is true, but I haven't seen anything about that. Yeah. Yeah, I noticed when I was saying it, you looked, so I asked if you got it, and then you didn't respond. What do I mean? I'm not, so what's the question? I don't understand your question. In other words, you're not supposed to be comfortable in camp, not just be wearing shoes. But you're walking a place with this mud, this hill, this rocks. You're gonna walk without proper shoes, you're gonna hurt yourself. They say, okay, we gotta wear shoes. But if you switch right to left, left to right, you're not gonna your feet won't get injured. It'll be a little uncomfortable. But you'll be safe. You'll be walking. In other words, you don't want you to wear slippers in a place you're gonna hurt your feet. But as long as you're wearing shoes, you're fine. So at least if you switch it, you still have a degree of being uncomfortable, which we're trying to do. Okay, so regarding fasting on Yom Kippur, a pregnant woman is obligated to fast on Yom Kippur, unless there's some unusual situation, a medical condition. A woman that just gave birth, the first 3 days, she's exempt from fasting. She's allowed to eat. However, it is brought down, even though she's allowed to eat, but she should try to eat in small amounts, not large amounts, as we should explain. From 4 to 7 days, it depends on the situation. if she feels that she needs to eat, if she feels it's necessary, then she can eat. And once it's past the seventh day, then she's not allowed to eat. And she has to fast unless there's some other condition, some medical condition situation. We're talking about in terms of just right terms of being a woman that just gave birth. After 7 days, she has to fast. Now, even when I was saying that she's exempt from fasting, so a woman that gave birth, the first 3 days she's exempt. From 4 to 7, she's exempt if she says that she needs to eat. But still, she should not eat large amounts of food at a time. She needs small amounts of food. She should have, let's say, if she's having, let's say she's having lasagnas, she's having crackers or cake or bread, then she should have maybe 2/3 of an ounce every like 9 minutes or something like that. If she's having liquid, she should have maybe like an ounce of liquid every 9 minutes, small amounts. If possible, if that works. There can be situations where she just needs to eat more. She's not well or whatever, and the doctor knows she got any more. We're talking about when it works, if you're able to handle it, eating small amounts, that is that cuts to it, that's the way it's supposed to be. Questions? Yeah.
I think there's an impossible, like, how would she, in a situation like Morton, or if an unexpected, like, legal problem, how would she call on Yom Kipur? Like, how would she be able to make these decisions for herself?
So how would she call?
Like, yeah, how would she, if she's in the hospital on Yom Kippur and the situation is worsening, like, how does she make this decision for herself?
Decision to be able to
Holding
eat.
her up, yeah.
Eat. Well, if there's any doubt, then she should eat. She's given a chance. She should understand that she's obligated to fast, even though she's pregnant. But if she's in labor, it's a little different. In labor, I have notes on it specifically somewhere, more detailed, but when a woman is in labor, they should drink. It's very important that she drink, even if it's in Kipur, because get dehydrated. And if they don't drink when they're in labor, they don't dehydrate themselves enough to advance. They say later it's not necessarily that will help. So, from what I remember, looking into it, they should be drinking. They should be drinking their labor. But when certain time comes, you'll be taught everything you need to know about it. So, yeah. It's different when you're in labor just a pregnant. I'm not talking about a pregnant woman, I'm talking about a pregnant woman. A woman in labor, she also happens to be pregnant, but she's in labor. It's very different than just a pregnant woman. So yeah, it's very different. Whenever a person is in doubt, they shouldn't ask questions. They just go and eat and drink. They don't ask the other if you have any doubt and danger. What is the reason why they eat in small? It says here eating small amounts, big amount. I mean, if you're not allowed, you're not allowed. You just eat small. It's like it's a game over here. The reason is because when you eat a large amount within a certain amount of time, you fall under the category of what's kaddish. Kaddish is a punishment that doesn't have to be days. The times when it's a mikvah, there's a punishment. It says for certain transgressions, the punishment is kaddish, which means a person dies at the age of 50. But the point is, even though it doesn't pertain to things in a practical level, it doesn't happen. But if a person transgresses something that falls under the category of kaddish, that's an indication on the severity of their transgression. So if you eat a certain amount of food, the amount within a certain amount of time, then you fall under the category of kaddish, which indicates that the transgression is much more severe. So we're trying to lessen the severity of the transgression by giving the person, whether it's the woman who's sick, the woman, or anyone who's sick in that situation, and giving them small amounts, And small amounts meaning is it's spread out. Meaning, what's the idea of spreading it out? Because even though you're giving small amounts, but if eating a certain amount of time, then it adds up to a small amount. The total is going to be a big amount, but you spread it out, it doesn't amount together. So by doing that, we're taking them out of the category of the severity of cuts. So that's the reason why we give them a few small amounts. Yeah, and the same as we I just mentioned, we're talking about a woman who needs to eat small amounts, saving the person who's sick. The doctor says he must eat and drink. That's the same idea. They eat and drink in small amounts. Now, the liquid, we said it's about an ounce of liquid, but the exact amount is less than a cheekful. And that is, if you would take liquid, fill up your mouth with liquid, your entire mouth with liquid, and then spit it out into a cup. Let's say do that in Yom Kipur. So a person who was concerned that they might have to drink on Yom Kipur, they could figure out in Yom Kipur how much allowed to drink. So I said an ounce, that's to be safe, but it could be even more. What if you fill your mouth with water before Yom Kippur, spit it out into a cup? You don't have to do what people are watching, but spit it out into a cup, and then you divide it in half. Okay. Then you take that amount, in other words, half, and you can, whatever that amount is, you can have less than that every 9 minutes. You got it? Because that's, if you fill up your whole mouth with water, you have two cheeks, right? So then you divide it, spit it out. Each half is a cheekful. A cheekful, if you drink a cheekful in Kippur, that's curse. That falls under the category of curse. So you can have less than that, less than a cheekful every 9 minutes. Again, but that is that's the right way to go if there's no problem. There's no other, if there's more serious stuff going on medically, and the doctor says this is not good. So then you could drink, no problem. You could drink if you need to. It's many times people, I mean, the recommended way is people know they're going to be in that situation, or they are in the situation, is they discuss it with their Rav. You don't just rely on the doctor. The doctor will give his opinion, and it should be, preferably it should be a from doctor, because if it's not a from doctor, they don't value the idea of fasting, so they'll just say, "Oh, don't eat," So it should be a from doctor, and then you take that information and you bring it to the Rav, and the Rav will confirm, yes, you can eat or drink in small amounts or whatever it is. Many times, again, the Rav will just say this, depending on what the doctor says, the Rav will say, you didn't drink as much as you need, because it's what your life is in danger. So all depends on the situation. Yeah, I had a question.
For children that also be able to fast, are there no regular fasts or also like the small things or whatever?
No, children eat regular. No, it's only if a person is obligated to fast with a medical condition. Yeah, so we say, oh, okay, so eating small amounts. Children aren't obligated to fast, so they can eat regular. By the way, when someone eats on Yom Kippur and they eat the required amount to bench, so when they bench, let's say if they had bread or if they had cake, they would include Yom Kippur. So they would say Yalla v'Yava. Like you say in davening, what do you say on Yom Tov? He says, let's say. So you can include the Yom Kippurim like that. In Ala Michya, you're going to include Yom Kippur in the benching. There's no kiddush, but there's benching. Yeah, it takes their mouse. It's a Yom Tov. Absolutely. Um, Now, after, another halacha, another minute, after Yom Kippur, we spoke about we don't do negavasa properly in the morning of Yom Kippur, just enough. After Yom Kippur, we wash negavasa the entire hand regularly. And the reason is because after Yom Kippur, when the immense level of kedusha leaves us, that's the reason why the whole hand does not become tummy because of the kedusha. So now the tumor, the impurity, comes back. So because the impurity comes back to the hands, now your whole hand became tummy after Yom Kippur. So now you have to wash your whole hand after Yom Kippur, regular negavasa. You don't sound such a thing, but you do wash negavasa right after Yom Kippur, and rinse your mouth, wash your face. Okay, let's stop it. Yeah. Because you see, if you eat a certain amount within a certain amount of time, then you fall into the category of curse.
Why not?
Why nine? There's a few things, something 6, 7. Actually, if a person can't do 9, they do 6. So it's not everything or nothing. So you spread it out, but if you want to spread on, if you can't do 9, spread on 6, 5. If you need more, you need more. So it should be sort of gradual. In other words, it shouldn't be either one way or the other way. Yeah, so we're going to go through the detail in the next class for more details about that. Yeah. Yeah.
The answer to this might be next class, but if someone was late 9 minutes and then gets busy with like maybe a bunch of children.
Yeah. Right. Yes.
Like if someone accidentally waits 18 minutes and they no longer drink the half a mouthful of water, or half one teaspoon of water.
Why not? I don't understand this.
If they waited more than